welcome back to another tutorial. This time it's this glitter cuticle fade kind of trend that's been going about. So I did a set of these with builder gel because I don't use a lot of builder gel, haven't done many videos, haven't done any videos with builder gel, so thought it was about time. So yeah, I thought I'd do a little tutorial for you. So I've started off here by having my nails already pre-prepped, and I'm giving them a good coat of wowbao Dehydrator. Everything I use is going to be wowbao as per usual, and I will list everything in the comments. So I'm now going to give my nail a covering of the primer, and I do use quite a lot of primer on my nails to make sure I get all the sides and right up towards the cuticle. And then I'm using the Durabase to give myself a base coat because I'm going to use full cover tips. So Durabase is the base underneath the Wow Builder Gel anyway, and this stuff is like indestructible. So I'm showing you there, I use like a scrub base technique, which is really pushing it into the nail, and I find that the more you scrub it into the nail, the better adhesion you'll end up with. I give it a minute after I've scrubbed them in just to let it self-level off a bit as well, which will give you a better contact area. After I've cured them fully, I use the Sanitiser Spray and some lint-free pads to take off the tacky layer. Now you don't have to do that. I've always done it. I do it on my clients and I never have any issues or anything with adhesion. So I'm using the full cover short almond press-ons from Wellllcome. I'm going to size up everything, and obviously taking that tacky layer off, I can do this after I've applied my base. If you don't take the tacky layer off, you're going to need to do this before you do any of your proper prep work, so before you've done your dehydrator and primer and all that sort of stuff. You might have seen there that I'm pinching some of them sideways to make them more C-curve to fit my nail. I do that sometimes if people have got particularly naturally deep C-curves in their nails, just to make them fit slightly more snug. I'm going around with my beautiful gold mandrel piece with the crystal in the end and a fine sanding band, and I'm etching underneath to help the contact area, and I'm also taking some of that cuticle thickness off so that where it goes on at the cuticle it will blend in. So quick adhesion of those. If you haven't used full covers before, I have got a video further down the playlist of how to adhere these. So I have included this bit, but I am kind of skipping over it quite quickly. Now once they're fully adhered on, I do go over these just really quickly with the fine sanding band again, just to rough up the surface, and that helps me to ensure that I'm not going to have anything lift off. I'm then using this really cool little bit from wowbao, and the bit is much cooler than my videoing ability, as it seems, because a lot of these bits of this video are going to be out of focus, just so you know. And if you've seen my videos before, you know that either something's out of focus or something's missing, or, you know, I'm not a professional. I'm just, well, I'm a nail professional, but not a professional YouTuber. I just want to show you what I can do, and so you can do it too. So I'm taking 2 gel polishes, Trippy and Doubledate there, and then I've got a little bit of unicorn. I've also got acrylic, which is Lisa, which is my acrylic, and I'm giving it a good tap on the table to bring all those good chunks of glitter to the top. Now I used to have loads and loads and loads of loose glitter for nails, but I don't bother now. I do this method for bits and pieces of glitter. I do have a few, but not many. So after I have de-dusted all of the nail, and I use a scrubby brush with a sanitizer spray or an alcohol spray just to get all the last bits off. So I'm going in at the cuticle with a 9mm brush and just spreading these glitters around. Now I've chosen these glitters because these are the ones that I fancied having at the cuticle. You can use whatever you want. So there you go, I've put that in. Now I'm not curing that, I'm then going straight into the other one to give it a little bit more of a mix, and I'm just tapping the glitter in. Now the trick to this method is working really thin, because you're going to be adding glitter. I've got 3 different glitters here, and then the chunks at the cuticle. Now this is the area where we really want it to be nice and flush, so you don't want to be layering this up too much, and it is literally a case of just sort of pushing these tiny pieces of glitter around. Now the added bonus to this, obviously, of using these and then picking the bits of glitter out of the acrylic, is that you don't need as many products. So you've already got the products, you've already got your gel polishes, you can use any kinds of gel polish, any of your acrylics with glitter in, and all I'm doing where the brush is sticky from the gel is I'm literally touching a piece of the glitter off of the top. So like I said, if you bang the tub of glitter on the table a few times, all of the chunks will rise to the top, and then I'm just kind of making sure that it all fits in together, moving it around, and I've given it a cure. Then I'm grabbing Clarity, which is a wowbao builder gel in clear, and I'm doing a really thin coat, as if you were top coating just the glitter. You don't need to go any further down. If you want to go the whole way down the nail, you can do, but you don't have to. Excuse me. And then I'm using the brush out of focus just to be additionally helpful, just to make sure I have got really flush into the cuticle and down the side, so every bit of that glitter is encapsulated at this point. But you can see there's no extra depth, there's no thickness to it, it's not chunky. You can see just before the free edge where that builder gel stops. So I've taken builder gel in Bare, which is BIB09, and this actually, I don't use this colour very much because everybody goes for Nudelicious. I have used it before, but I don't use it much. But actually it's a really stunning colour, and with the purple glitter it kind of makes it look a bit purple, this colour. So the first layer of builder I'm doing is quite a thin layer, and I'm just going over all of the area just to make sure everything's covered, and then pulling it down towards that point. Then I'm feathering it back over the glitter. I'm really sorry about the really crapping view. Anyway, we'll forget that. So I've cured that. And then I'm going to add a blob in the middle, and this is kind of where your apex is going to be, if you like, and I'm kind of feathering it back again over the glitter. So the base layer I feathered up over where it met the glitter to give it a thin-ish layer. This one I'm feathering back a bit more, so it will be in layers over the glitter. So the first layer of this colour only went up so far, and this layer goes up further, and then with the brush, the finer brush like I'm doing now, I'm just pulling along the edges, and as you can see, that's what creates the fade. So the first layer only just covers the ends of the glitter, and the second layer covers a little bit more. So as with most builder gel, you turn your nail upside down just for a few seconds, it self-levels. So I'm going back in with clear now to cover like you would with an ombre. So if you were doing an acrylic ombre, you would go over with clear, you would cap your ombre. So when I file this into shape in a minute, I'm not going to be filing into all that work of the ombre. Plus, if you need to build up a tiny bit more apex, which is what I'm doing here, floating down the middle and allowing it to self-level, which will give you apex. But capping those ombres in clear is really important. So you've got a sandwich of your gel polish, your clear, your coloured builder, and then your clear on the top to protect your ombre. Again, I'm going in and taking off my sticky layer, and you can see obviously it needs a little bit of shaping and refining, but mostly we are about there. Looking cute, and I like to have a feel because it's quite a sensory thing. So we're going to go ahead and do the others. Now I'm doing the other fingers exactly the same, except the ring finger, which I've decided to do like a swoosh of glitter, and it kind of gives it that geode effect. And then at the end I decided to do some white gel polish and blooming techniques over the top, and I will show you as we get to it. Giving them a cure, and then I'm doing my encapsulation with clarity, which is the clear builder. I don't take the tacky layer off in between, and then I'm going back in again, just going over the edges of the glitter with the first layer, getting it all over the nail nice and thin, and then I will pull down the sides with the fine brush. So I'm getting that thin layer in first, and that's getting you a nice base layer. Now I have decided to go quite thin with my builder, so what is going on here is that because it's an awkward area, and obviously the builder brushes are like gel polish brushes, don't be afraid to get your liner your liner brushes out and manipulate the builder into any position you want. I also have gel brushes, which sometimes I use rather than the brush. But whatever tools you need to do the job, don't kind of just go for the default of the brush that's in there. Use a small brush, use a gel brush, go and grab one off of eBay if you need to, or whatever. All gel brushes are kind of fairly similar. So this is after curing, going in with my second layer. So as I was saying before, I wanted to, because I've got full covered tips on rather than just tips onto my natural nails, because you can do this onto natural nails as an overlay. You can use tips, you can even sculpt. Probably I wouldn't want to go much further than this length with builder gel, but I've kept mine quite thin, so they do look fairly sheer. Now the colour is really pigmented, but I've just done really thin layers, so that's why. So you can see there's a bit of bulk there. I'm using my metal file. I don't know whether you've watched my videos before, I have no idea, but with my metal file from Wellllcome, they do thick and thin inserts to go back on them. I have a thin one side for my crisp work and a thick one the other side for all over. After I have shaped and dedusted to my little heart's content, I'm going in on this ring finger, because I thought I was being really clever, and I'm using the blooming gel. Now I'm only doing 1/2 at a time, so you can control your blooming effect better. Just painting that on the area that I want the gel to bloom in. Now obviously if you go all the way over the nail, the gel will bloom into where your glitter is, and that will not be any good. Decanting some of that white liner paint onto my palette, and then I'm gonna go across and do some swooshy lines, and I'm not really thinking about it too much. I'm just kind of following the curve of that glitter, and then I'm going to do another line kind of similar but above it. I'm going to let them bloom for a minute. I'm going to wipe my brush off, probably. Oh, there's always a yawn. There's always a yawn in my videos, forever and a day. Wipe my brush off, and then I'm going to drag some of that white out to create like a void. You see? As I'm dragging along and pulling the colour out. Now that creates extra separate lines. And it makes, it's just a little bit more interest, I guess. Makes it a bit more organic looking, a bit more natural. Kind of like the effects in stones, which is what I kind of wanted for it, really. And then just, if you're like me, you'll have to faff and fiddle until you're happy. And then I would give that a flash cure, because blooming gel will just continue to bloom and bloom and bloom and move. There are videos on here of blooming gel as well. You can use the Wellllcome original base coat, the base coat in the grey bottle, as a really good blooming gel as well. But now obviously Wellllcome have brought the blooming gel out, then I can use my base coat for base. but if you haven't tried blooming gel yet, definitely do. There are videos, like I said further back, of blooming gel marble and that kind of stuff, but I do also run a workshop with blooming gel to show you how to manipulate it. If you want to know any more about that, give me a shout in the comments and I can hook you up. So I'm doing basically the same thing. I've put the blooming gel on the bottom of the glitter, the underneath, the lower left, and I'm pulling through those lines again just to expose a bit of the glitter underneath. There you go, there's your second yawn of the video. That's for free, you can keep that. And I'm just going to faff again until I'm happy. So it's looking quite cute. I like these sort of geode effects. So once I've cured that fully, I'm going back in with the white and I'm just going to pick out some of the lines that I want to make darker, I guess. So I'm just going in with the very, very tip of my brush and just picking some of those lines out. Now obviously there's no blooming gel, so anywhere I put the lines it's going to stay. Don't want really thick bulky lines, you just kind of want some little kind of like veining, very thin. You could even do these in gold or silver. There's the chrome liner. You kind of have to, you know, look at that thumb, look at my thumb, that's all you can see in that picture, my gloved thumb. Good lord. It's really hard actually. Any other YouTubers here that do their own nails on camera, it's really hard to do your own nails and check that you're in focus and, you know, do an entire video and it all be really good footage, because I've not managed one yet, I don't think. I'm getting there though, I'm getting there. It's getting better. So I've given that a cure and then I'm going to go in with the Diamond Shine No Wipe Top Coat. Give that a really nice coat. Make sure you get right in as far as you can. If the brush isn't working for you, again, just use the liner brush and make sure you get round and shiny up all of the cuticle and sidewall area without getting anything on the skin. Beautiful, beautiful. I'll make sure you don't have too much on your edges so you don't lose your shape. So this is the kind of effect you will end up with, that sort of buried effect, and that is because of the layering. That's how you get that effect in Builder Gel. I probably will at some point do a video of the same effect but using acrylic, because you'll be doing that, like you will do that slightly differently. I think I will have to have a play. So this is the finished result, all top coated and oiled up. I am loving these little, I don't know what they're called, but it's a thing at the moment. It's a trend, not so much the ring finger, but the this sort of faded glitter. And I've brought mine further along than, yeah, I guess most people do, but I don't care because I absolutely love it. So I hope you enjoyed the video. I hope you found it helpful. If you've got any questions, as always, pop them in the comments and I'm happy to answer everyone's comments. Join us on the Wellllcome support page if you're a fellow tech, and don't forget my discount code LisaJWB10 if you go shopping on Wellllcome for your discount, your next day delivery, and they do clear pay as well. These builder gels are absolutely fabulous. I love them. So many people are going over to builder gel now as well. It's really helpful, and I do run courses as an educator in gel enhancements, which covers your builder gel. So if you're not qualified in it and you want to do that, then you can give me a shout as well, and I will be equally yawny and chatty in your training, which is what everybody wants, really. So yeah, let me know what you think. Let me know what else you want to see as well, because I'm planning to do a bit more this year in terms of YouTube. So thanks very much, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.